are able to do a like 1% improvement, like in terms of scalability or usability, that would save a lot, millions of dollars, and as well as a lot of time spent on doing activities. So this is the agenda for the day. So first of all, we'll go into the introduction, like why we need this big data center, like what's happening in the world. And then we'll do a quick introduction of CERN, what CERN is, a bit about the experiment that's happening at CERN, and then we'll go through access at UTA, like what all we are doing in UTA, like how big the data center is, what are things we are implementing there, and then our experiments and a before experiment that we did, and then finally our burning out framework. So let's start, like how big is data? Like, yeah. So how big is the data? So we are creating like petabytes of information each day. Like as per the stats suggest, we have about 2.7 quintillion, that's per 18 bytes created per day. And 90% of the data was created like in last 2 years. And also we have the 4 V's, volume, variety, velocity, and density. And how did this happen? Like why only in 2 years we created that amount of data, right? That's the question we want to answer. So it's about impact of social media. Like how did social media, create that amount of data that now we need such high amount of computation power as well as to scale up the applications that we support today. So like we at Facebook, we have like about 4.3 billion Facebook messages that are posted each day, and about 5.7 billion likes every day. And all these stats like tweets, and we have more than 4 million content on YouTube. And these stats suggest that even a single like on Facebook has an imprint somewhere stored in a data center. And that's why we need that amount of infrastructure, I would say. So that infrastructure is creating, like, in order to improve that, how we are progressing, what's future look like, right? So we are growing at an enormous pace. It's speculated that we could reach around 8.6 million data centers around the world in 2017. That would be like, the equipment cost would be really higher, and we would spend much of the revenue on getting a lot of good equipment, and basically the IT spending would go right by 2020 by $2.7 trillion. So that's huge, right? If we can even improve that by some amount of it, it would be valuable for everybody. And what all we can do basically to improve data center management? We talk about like areas like where we can outperform things waterfrontly, right? So we can replace the older machines with the new machines, first of all. We have now higher performance machines that we can replace with. We can build monitoring solutions that are increasing efficiency of the data center, right? Like this, suppose vanilla, it can be good, right? And then we can also use a lot of balancing of the load throughout the data center, that all these machines are optimized and used. And high network utilization is one thing. And also power consumption. Like power consumption is one factor that draws on a lot of money spent on power consumption in managing data centers. So that's the other thing. So now let's give a quick dive on what is CERN, right? And CERN is a European organization. Yeah, CERN is a European organization. It was founded in 1954, I think way back. And it's the world's biggest research center right now in terms of all the aspects you take. So it was just created for international collaboration to support physical research and not related to any military activities. That's what's happening at that point of time. And it has a project like Large Hadron Collider. And also, interestingly, it was the place where World Wide Web was born, actually. So they were the first message exchange that happened. It happened at CERN. Now, let's do a dive on what NHC experiments is, like large hadron, and then the whole computation power of that. So it's the world's most largest and powerful particle collider. So what are hadrons? Hadrons are, you can see in terms of quarks. So right now, quarks is the smallest matter particle right now, but it's debatable because still research is going on. Right? It's not really clear. We thought it was atom, but now we are at quarks, so it's still going on. And in terms of dimensions, like 27 kilometers in circumference and 175 meters in depth, and it's located near Geneva. And it revolves around the area of solving how universes were born and trying to recreate the conditions that were happening right after Big Bang. So now they have like tons of different experiments happening in CERN, but the four main we have outlined here. The first one is ATLAS. So ATLAS is aimed at finding research for Higgs boson particle, extra dimensions, and that particle that